since we're going to be doing a group project today, why don't we go over some of the expectations that we have in this classroom when working in groups? So, Cindy, since you have your hand raised so nicely, why don't we start with you? What is the first rule that we follow when working in groups?
Get along?
That's great, Cindy. Yes, getting along. Who knows the next one? Josh.
Respect others?
Great, respect others. That's perfect. Gosh, you guys know the rules so well. Who knows the next one? Anybody? Maggie.
Stay on task?
Stay on task. Yes, that is the next one. Okay, anybody else? Javier. Do you know the next one?
Use quiet voices?
Use quiet voices. That's great. Okay, who knows the next one?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Amanda. How about you, Amanda, since you're so enthusiastic?
Participate!
Participate. Yes, that's very important. Participation is key. Okay, and last but not least, Jennifer.
Stay in your group.
Stay in your group. Very good. Okay, who's ready to get started? All right, great. Let's begin. All right, class. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Angela, I like how you're paying attention. Great job. Jennifer, great job paying attention. Great job. If you can hear me, I want you to snap your fingers. Keep snapping. Okay, guys. The next part of the project is the best part. Next, I'm going to give the instructions quietly, so everybody has to listen up. Eyes up here. Today we are going to be doing a group project which will allow you to experiment with some of the ideas from last night's reading assignment on how we use the order of operations and why it's important. Please go ahead and pull out your math journals and make sure you take notes on the key vocabulary words as we continue. Now, who can explain to the class how we remember the order of operations? I'll give you a hint. We've been going over this for the past week. So you can refer to your math journals. Let's see. Javier, why don't you explain since you have your hand raised?
We use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Great, Javier. And can you remember the acronym for that?
Oh, PEMDAS.
PEMDAS. Very good. PEMDAS.
S.
Good job. All right. Now, can we go over what PEMDAS means together? Jennifer, how about you tell me what P stands for?
The P stands for parentheses.
Parentheses. Very good.
Yay!
All right. Now, who can tell me what the E stands for? How about Mark?
Exponents.
Exponents.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. And who can tell me what the M stands for? Cindy.
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Very nice. All right. And D. What does the D stand for? Joey.
Well, the D stands for division.
Division.
Yeah.
All right. And what does the A stand for? How about Julieta?
The A is for addition, Miss Pearce.
Addition. Very good. All right. And last but not least, we have S. Who can give me S?
Pick me.
Okay. Jose. Give us S.
The S in PEMDAS stands for subtraction, Mrs. Pearce.
Subtraction. All right. Thank you, class. So we're going to be getting together with our table groups, working as a team to create and solve 4 equations using PEMDAS. Put them into a baggie and pass them on to the table next to you. For the next part of this assignment, you will solve the 4 equations given to you by the other team by putting the strips of paper into the correct order. You will have access to your math textbook, but put the calculators away. Since another group is going to be solving your equations, I will be walking around the room to check for accuracy. I expect everyone to participate because at the end of this lesson, you will be completing a handout with a few questions related to the assignment. The main purpose of this lesson is to get you more familiar using PEMDAS to solve linear equations. Pay attention because you will be using this technique often. Okay, so I'm thinking that you two can work together as a team. I think you guys are going to make a great pairing because Alejandra, she just moved here from Mexico, and I know that some of the problems you were wondering about the words in Spanish, and Javier can help you with some of the Spanish words. He's great with Spanish and math, so you can ask him some of the questions you were wondering about, okay? Does that work out for you?
Absolutely, I'd like that.
Okay, great.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing now is so the first one is parentheses, and then the second one is exponents. The third one you would solve is multiplication. Fourth one would be division, then addition and subtraction.
Javier, did you need some help?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay, well, let's see here. You have a great equation in front of you. I see that. But the rest of the assignment is that we're going to solve the equation and then cut it up into strips and put it into a bag, right? And then we're going to pass it to another team. So we have the first part of the assignment, right? You guys did an excellent job of that. But what would be the next step? Do we have any ideas?
We solve our own equations.
So if you're wondering about any of the vocabulary words, because I know, Alejandra, I know that's something that you were asking me about earlier, we can always take a look up at the language chart because we have some of the Spanish words and some of the English words up there as well that we've been working on throughout the year. So, so remember the parentheses come first, right? Because that's PEMDAS. So that's the first thing we're going to solve. So why don't we use the blue pen to solve that? So do you want to work on that, Javier? Why don't we start there?
So parentheses is first.
So let's just solve the very first part of the equation.
That would be 12, and this would be 28.
Okay, great. And so now we have the second row solved, right? But we need to break the problem down into each part so that we can cut it up into pieces.
So I would bring these down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so does this make sense to you too, Alejandra? Okay. Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
And so then, Alejandra, do you want to use the red pen to solve the next part of the problem? Okay. Use the red pen. Okay. That's great. Yep.
And then you bring these down, Alejandra.
Okay. Yes, you guys are doing a great job. I like that you're working together and it seems like you're starting to understand it, right?
Yeah, I think we've got it now.
Okay. Wonderful work, you guys. Keep it up.
Okay, so then I'll use the blue pen and I'll do the next one.
This lesson was based on Cognitive theory. Incorporating the ideas of Dewey, whose learning theory states that learning happens through hands-on experience. Although many of the brain rules were incorporated into this lesson, we would like to highlight rule number 12, which states that we are powerful and natural explorers. Through inductive instruction, students were able to explore the mathematical concepts of the lesson. Together, they experimented with the material, guiding themselves through the activity, allowing the teacher to step back into the mediator role while students became their own instructors. The 21st century standard that we chose to highlight for our lesson was learning and innovation skills through the use of systems thinking, which means knowing how to analyze parts of a whole to figure out how they interact with each other to produce overall outcomes in complex systems. Amanda was diagnosed with ADD earlier this year. She is gifted in math but does not work well with others and has difficulty reading and writing. After expressing frustration with the group project, the teacher gave Amanda the option of typing the first portion of the project up, because typing helps her concentrate. For the second half of the activity, Amanda rejoins a different team. This group is smaller, with students who are known to be a good influence on Amanda. This group is being monitored more closely by the teacher. With only a few simple modifications, Amanda was able to participate in the activity. These adjustments were made using strategies from Module 8 and Module 4.